Howdy, friend. Welcome to Homegrown. I'm your host, R.P. Smith. I want to start off this morning's program with a thank you to the fire departments and volunteers across the state that responded to fires to the west and north of our place. I spent the late afternoon in Callaway with the pickup fueled and the trailer hooked up, waiting to see if I could be of some help evacuating livestock. Two of my sons live between us and where the fire was burning. I don't know the exact distance of how close the fire got to either location, but it was sure close enough. Prayers continued to go out for my friends and neighbors who were in its path, along with praise that the wind went down when it did, and now we pray for rain and a chance for the land to heal. It's pretty scary going into what is normally our windiest month with bare hills, and humbling that with all the equipment and technology available, we're still at the mercy of nature. There are sure some areas where the fire took out some cedar infestations, but the windbreaks that were taken by the fire will be missed for generations. Beth and I had a nice getaway last weekend. Thank you to the Chase County Area Arts Council for inviting me to your community to share my poetry. This event happened to coincide with my son Wyatt's birthday, so we camped with them for the night and got a little better acquainted with our 2-year-old grandson. The next day we came home through Lexington and watched 3 of our grandkids participate in the Missoula Children's Theater presentation of The Princess and the Pea. Seeing the grandkids involved in the play brought back memories of our kids and even my own participation in school programs when we still had our rural school. It's hard to measure the impact those events had on our lives, but being able to stand up in front of a group and keep your line straight is something that will serve them well throughout their lifetime. Since we're on the subject of kids and schools, it seems like a good day to revisit one that I call Schoolboy's Lament. Friend, cows are my living. I run my place like a ranch. I do my work horseback every time I get the chance. My pedigree's authentic. Both sides go way back. But there's something in my past that throws it all off track, makes me feel like I'm just bluffing, a cowboy wannabe fool. My roots do not go deep enough. I never rode my horse to school. The reasons may be many, but the one that makes me frown, the Round Hill Board of Education tore the horse barn down. I'm sure that they felt justified in tearing down Horse Hall. I have the slightest recollection from when I was pretty small. I'm sure that all was overblown and all was innocent, but the wheels were turning that brought about this schoolboy's lament. A farmer's daughter and rancher's son behind the barn one day at recess was hugging and a-kissing when they should have been at play. That rancher boy was sure in trouble after that. He was afoot, 'cause kissing farmers' daughters made him evil to the root. That school board was stacked with farmers, and those farmers stacked the boards. They really had their hackles up, ready to beat plowshares into swords. The barn was gone by Monday. The plowboys had their way, at least part of the reason I am the way I am today. And now I have a son, a wiry horse machine, sits him square and splits the air like few I've ever seen. He has brought it up a few times. Dad, it would sure be cool. Do you suppose there is a way I could ride my horse to school? Because you sit on the board now, Dad. Maybe we could put up a shed, somewhere to tie the horses and keep 'em dry and fed. Sis and I could ride to school. That would be so great, Pa. The way it is right now, we'd just as well live in Omaha. My boy sure does have a point. We just might have to see. But suddenly, a troubling thought occurs to me. You see, I also have a daughter, sweet as honey from the hive. Them little farmer boys just swarm around, so glad that she's alive. Them wild little farmer boys. Do they think that I can't see? Kids today try to grow up too fast the way it looks to me. Get back, you little varmints. Give my girl some room or I will swat you across the backside with the broadside of a broom. Those little brats cannot be trusted. Best keep 'em in plain sight. How can they be, at 8 years old, such a social blight? I'm sorry, son. It's not going to work out. Though it may crimp your destiny, there will be no barn at Round Hill School. You'll have to tie your horse to a tree. Thanks for riding along on Homegrown this morning. Hoping that the Lord blesses you real good today, that He is raining on your place, and that our happy trails cross again soon. I'm R.P. Smith.